Alrighty. I think this is fine. Hey, Chidarin. Hello. Everything looks good to me, so I guess we can load into the game. Hey there. So if I remember right, I made a save right at the top of the retelling of the first Twilight of this, I think. Yeah, so it basically jumps back here, but I guess in the history I have the whole thing because we went through it last time, but okay, I think this is the very top of the first Twilight. So it's what we want, because we want to go through it all over again. Hey Vibarium, hey Moth-chan. So, the tragedy of the first Twilight was discovered at 6 in the morning on the following day. Okay, so it happened that night, it was discovered in the morning. Goda, who had woken up to get breakfast ready, went to check on the adult siblings who had remained in the dining hall since the previous night. Because of the family conference. Right.
死体発見時のことを話してくれ。
食堂は施錠されていました。確かに食堂に鍵はついていますが、普段施錠することなどありません。
Okay.
ノックしたのですが返事はなく。
そこに私が来たのです。万一のこともあるから鍵を開けてみたらと勧めたのです。
マスターキーで扉を開けると中は恐ろしいことに。
Okay.
エヴァ様、秀吉様、ルドルフ様、キリエ様、ローザ様、そして源氏さんの計6人が血まみれになって倒れていたのでございます。
それであとは大騒ぎだ。全員が食堂に集まった。
思い出したくもありません。それぞれの親の亡骸にすがり泣き叫ぶ子供たち。
ひょっとしたら生きているかもと。みんな懸命に揺さぶってたぜ。
しかしダメでした。お子様方はそれぞれ自分の親が間違いなく死んでいることを確認なさいました。
Okay. So that means Battler confirmed Kitty and Rudolph. George confirmed Eva and Hideyoshi. And Maria confirmed Rosa? I guess so.
僕と南條先生は源氏様が死んでいることを確認しました。
You're right.
むごたらしい殺され方でした。私でなくとも誰も検視は謝りません。
No one examining a body will reach the wrong conclusion. Yeah, see, it's statements like these that I don't know what to do with. Because what does it mean to reach the wrong conclusion? What does it mean to reach a conclusion? Is that synonymous with stating that conclusion to the others as well? I don't know. They all died instantly. Every death is instant in this one, if I'm not mistaken. What kills so many people so instantly? Okay.
食堂内を調べた結果、扉も窓も全て施錠され、密室であったことが分かった。
そして食堂内から不審なものは何も見つからなかった。
Nothing suspicious. It's such a vague statement. I mean, I'm glad I'm glad you're enjoying them. To me, this is torture. But okay. Nothing suspicious was found inside the dining hall. I don't know what the statement even means.
もちろん食堂内に何者かが隠れているということもなかったよ。
Okay.
隠れるも何も私たちは今ここに全員がいるではないかね。誰も隠れていないことは明白だ。
でも父さん、となるとおかしいよ。殺された6人、食堂は密室。どうやって殺して逃げたんだ。
考えたくはありませんが、マスターキーを持つ使用人が怪しいでしょう。
6人を殺しマスターキーで施錠して食堂を出た。妥当な推理だ。
とんでもありません。
Since there was no chance of the culprit hiding inside the dining hall, it made sense to assume that the culprit had locked the door after committing the murder and exiting the room. It was only natural that the servants with their master keys would fall under suspicion. And sadly enough, none of the servants had an alibi. Then again, it wasn't only the servants, everyone else lacked an alibi as well.
マスターキー以外の方法で外から施錠する手段は
存在しないわ。これじゃダメね。赤き真実で語るわ。すべての扉の施錠、解錠はマスターキーでしか行えない。もちろん部屋の内側からはマスターキーがなくとも施錠、解錠が可能だそうよ。他に質問は？
マスターキーの他にも各部屋固有の鍵があるはずでは？
本来なら存在するわね。でもゲームが複雑になるので排除させてもらったわ。赤き真実、マスターキー以外の鍵は存在しないこととする。
つまりこのゲームに登場する全ての施錠はマスターキーでしか開け閉めができないってわけか。
そうなるわね。実にシンプルなゲームだわ。
となれば次はマスターキーの本数と所持者を確定せねばな。
マスターキーは合計5本。5人の使用人が1本ずつを持ってる。特別な方法で管理されていて、マスターキーは常に身につけられており、奪うことも譲渡することも自分以外の人間が使用することもできない。
It's impossible for them to be stolen, handed over, or used by any human other than themselves.
なんだそれ。それはもはや鍵ってより指紋認証システムみたいなもんだな。
面白い例えよ。つまりこのゲームの世界ではマスターキー云々ではなく、使用人5人にしか開閉はできぬというわけだ。
源氏さんのマスターキーを回収しようとしたんだが、どうにもならなくてね。
後のトラブルを予防するため、源氏のマスターキーを破壊しておきました。
So I don't know what this statement means. We tried to retrieve Genji-san's master key but had no luck. And to prevent trouble later on, we destroyed it. If you weren't able to retrieve it, how can you destroy it? What does retrieving mean? Does it mean to take it and use it yourself? And so you couldn't do it, but then you destroy it? Is that what it's supposed to mean? Or this, I don't know. It didn't sit right with me last time either. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. This was the crime of the first Twilight. Very succinct. And to the point. The scene was the fully locked room of the dining hall. None of the servants holding master keys have alibis. Then again, no one else has an alibi either. Then why not just state that nobody has an alibi? Right. That was the first Twilight. Let's go to the second. Everyone returned to the parlor, so that was the dining hall. Now we're in the parlor to discuss what should be done next. Viberum, I appreciate all of the positive feelings from you and from everyone else in chat, but I'm not the person to do this. I want to manage your expectations from the get-go. I will not do this, okay? I'm reading, I'm trying to pay attention, but beyond that, I make no guarantees. That's the word I was looking for. The phones were out, so they couldn't contact the police. Was the mysterious culprit hiding away somewhere, planning to attack their next victim at this very moment? Or was the culprit in here with them, mentally sticking out their tongue and tasting their next prey? None of them had alibis, and it was possible for any one of them to be a culprit. Yeah, well, unfortunately I cannot afford to be at work but not to do work. So, as I mentioned in the Discord, all I managed to get was an hour and a half of looking at this before stream. But I feel just as lost as ever. Like, it didn't make a difference. Anyway. Right, however, that tense feeling didn't last long. By midday, everyone got tired of arguing, and they decided to take a break. Kraus and Natsuhi announced that they wanted to talk with each other alone and went up to the second floor. Bad choice. Do not split up in the context of a murder mystery. You're gonna get killed. It's just the rule of thumb. That paved the way for everyone else to start going their separate ways, some breaking away to head to the bathroom, others to gaze at the endless rain. However, no matter how much time passed, Kraus and Natsuhi were the only ones who didn't return. Calls were sent to both Kraus and Natsuhi's rooms using the extension phone line, but there was no answer. Something might have happened. You think? Everyone headed to Kraus's and Natsuhi's rooms together, and in Natsuhi's room, they found Kraus and Natsuhi lying sprawled on the floor.
奥様の部屋は施錠されておりました。
The room was locked.
食堂の時と同じです。
皆さんの許可を得て、私が鍵を開けました。
And this time it was Shannon who unlocked the door. Okay.
部屋の中にはクラウス様と夏日様が倒れていました。
南條先生がすぐに脈を取ったぜ。
And it was Nandra who examined. Okay.
そして二人とも即死だったと宣言した。
Again, instant deaths. Alright.
はい。私が二人の死亡を確認しました。あれは間違いなく即死でした。
What kind of murder is that you like? I ask, but actually I don't know if I want to know the answer.
私は何かの手がかりがないか部屋中を探し回ったよ。その結果、窓も扉も完全に施錠されていて密室だったことが分かった。
I mean, if you entered the room to search, there was at least one door that was unlocked for you to enter to search, right? And the one that was unlocked by Shannon, so how can Jessica affirm that all the windows and doors were locked? I don't know what this means.
またしても密室。 またしてもマスターキーを持つ私たちが疑われることに。
しかしご安心を。奥様に疑われていた私たちは互いを見張り合っていたのです。
私たち使用人全員は常に一緒におりました。
僕たち使用人全員はそれぞれが使用人全員のアリバイを証明できます。
Yeah, how does that work for you two? Eh?
こりゃ面白い。今度はさらに完璧な密室だって言いたいのか。
Even more perfect.
最初の密室には全員にアリバイがなかった。そして今度の密室には全員にアリバイがあることになっている。
この世界では使用人たちそのものが生きたマスターキーとなっている。その使用人たちのアリバイが完璧である以上、夏日の部屋の施錠は不可能だぞ。
僕たちは現場を保全することにした。
外からガムテープでベタベタと窓や扉を封印したよ。
きっとこの部屋に犯人の何かの手がかりが残ってるはず。警察が来るまで絶対誰の出入りもできないようにした。
となりゃ食堂も同じだ。俺たちはさらに食堂も同様に封印した。
そもそも屋敷自体を保全するべきではということになりましてな。屋敷自体にも封印をし、私たちは全員ゲストハウスへ避難しました。
屋敷全体に封印？窓全部をベタベタとか？はしごをかけて3階の窓までか？
ゲームが複雑になるので単純化するわ。すべての窓には鉄格子が入っており、窓からの出入りは不可能である。よって玄関と裏口の2つの扉を封印するだけで屋敷は封印できることにする。
I mean, is this a simplification after the fact, or because I get also confused here? I don't understand why we still have statements about windows, that the windows were sealed, that all of the doors and windows were locked, and so on. If Byrne then comes in and says, no, actually the windows all have bars on them, so you can assume that they're sealed by default, that it's not a possibility for the windows to be used as an entry or exit, I guess. But okay. So we sealed the front and back door, and that is like sealing the whole thing. Fine.
なるほどな。そりゃ簡単だ。
どう考える？
夏日おばさんの部屋にいた2人を殺すこと自体はたやすい。ノックをして開けてもらえばいいだけの話だ。しかしその後に施錠ができない。
施錠は使用人にしかできないが、使用人全員にはアリバイがあるぞ。
使用人全員がグルって可能性さえなければな。俺はそれより第一の番をまだ疑ってるぜ。
食堂で死んでいた6人の誰かが生きていて犯行をということか。
エリカの影響でな。どうにも剣士ってやつを疑わずにはいられねえ。
For sure.
つまり最初の食堂の6人の犠牲者の誰かが生きていた。
I know. I understand. I'm just trying to take the statements at face value, and it's just it's at the very minimum confusing that they're referring to things, and then Byrne is like, oh, actually you don't need to take into consideration those things. I'm gonna set them in stone with the red truth that it's not even a point of contention. Okay. Yeah.
ああ。そしてその後、
Hey,
クラウ
Badge.
ス夫妻を殺した。そして内側から施錠し、 室内に隠れていて木を見て逃げ出したんだ。
筋の通った推理であるぞ。赤で語るわ。第一の番の犯人は確実に6人を殺している。
This is another one. Has definitely killed 6 people. So the culprit of the first Twilight has definitely killed 6 people. But this doesn't state that they killed 6 people in the first Twilight, just that they killed 6 people for sure. At the very least? Something along those lines, I take it?
ならば、わらわも青き真実で追求しようぞ。密室の正体はこうだ。犯人は内側から施錠し、夏日の部屋内に隠れていたのだ。そして一同が退出した後、木を見て脱出した。いいわ、赤で否定する。一同は退出と同時に部屋を封印した。その退出に犯人は加われない。
It's all focused on the time that they left. What about the time that they came? That everyone arrived. What about that? Okay. Could the culprit have joined the group as they arrived? Anyway.
そして夏日の部屋、食堂、屋敷のすべての封印は決して破られることはない。
ってことはつまりベッドの下に隠れて後でこっそり抜け出すというトリックは使えないってことなのね。
面白い。なかなかだぜ、ベルンカステル。
どうも。
This was the crime of the second Twilight. The scene was Natsuhi's fully locked room. This time all of the servants with master keys have alibis. The whole group, realizing the dangers of being inside the mansion, took shelter in the guest house. Okay. Right. And then we head to the fourth. All those who took refuge in the guest house decided to hole up in there until the typhoon passed. There, if everyone watched everyone else, they should be able to prevent further crimes both from inside and outside. However, they couldn't do that without any breaks until the typhoon passed. Once again, their actions left a weak point open, and they were faced with yet another tragedy.
用事で表へ出たシャノンちゃんとカノン君がいつまでも戻らないんだ。
ジョージ兄さんが騒ぎ出し、全員で外に出てシャノンたちを探すことになったんだ。
Let me see that again. So, Shannon and Kanon-kun who went outside on an errand. Why? Why? Well, what even was that errand? Anyway, they haven't come back. George Nissan got upset. We all went outside to look for them. Okay.
シャノンさんはバラ庭園に倒れておりました。おいたわしや。
生きててくれと願ったさ。でも僕は彼女が死んでいることを認めなければならなかった。
I mean, literally the whole premise of the second Twilight was that they split apart and the ones that, you know, separated from the group got killed. So why in the world would you, assuming you're not the culprit, right, and you're at risk of this, why would you do that to yourself? And second of all, why would the group allow you to do that if the whole point is to stay together to prevent this from happening? But anyway, we take it at face value. Shannon and Kanon somehow together went out for an errand, right? I was forced to acknowledge that she was dead. Okay.
無論、私も検視し、彼女の死亡を確認しました。
So both George and Nanjo confirmed that she was dead.
2人が出かけた時、私たちはゲストハウスの戸締まりを確認するためにいろいろとやっていました。だから私たちにはみんなアリバイがないのです。
So not only did Kanon and Shannon live, okay, let's try to roll with that. But the others were also split apart because they were checking the logs, so nobody has an alibi. Yeah. Okay.
僕が殺すものか。
Sorry.
僕に殺せるものか。
ジョージお兄ちゃんには殺せないね。
その後ジョージ兄さんにだけはアリバイがあることが分かったんだ。
Okay. You can't leave the sheep with the vegetables. I know. We learned that George Nissan alone had an. This is another thing that I don't understand. Like, what is that alibi?
シャノン殺しに限ってはジョージ兄さんには不可能なんだ。
At least regarding Shannon's death, it was impossible for him to be the murderer.
逆に言えばジョージの兄貴以外なら誰にでも殺したわけだ。
So this is again another thing that confuses me a little bit, because Jessica makes this statement, yeah. At least regarding Shannon's death, it was impossible for George Nissan to be murdered. To be the murderer, sorry. Not to be murdered, but to be the murderer, sorry. And then Battler rephrases it by saying anyone could have killed her besides George Aniki. I can tell, is this a statement that Battler is making? Or is this just a rephrasing of what Jessica is saying? If this, in the sense that if this is not true, do I consider them both liars? Again, this is not very clear to me, but anyway. Sorry. Uh.
犯人に悪用されるのを防ぐため
Prevent the cop from using it for any mischief.
シャノンさんの持ってたマスターキーはその場で破壊しました。
Right.
シャノンが殺されると同時にカノンは永遠に行方不明となる以後、カノンは殺されたものとして扱う。カノンのマスターキーも破壊されたものとして扱うわ。
まあ無粋だから割愛するけど、シャノンが死んだんだからそういうことになるわよね。
つまり死体はなくともシャノンとカノンは同時に殺されたという解釈で良いのか。
そうなるわ。
順調に事件が進んでいくな。
This was the crime of the fourth Twilight. The scene was the Rose Garden. There are no locks or doors. It isn't a locked room. So the master keys no longer have anything to do with this. Then the pace of the crimes began to accelerate. Alright. 5th and 6th. Okay. I understand what you're saying, Mothchan. I just... I don't know anything. I don't even know if Battler can't lie in this context. Anyway. The group took shelter in the guest house. They carefully sealed all doors and windows, sealing themselves in a locked room. However, several locked room murders had already occurred. Could locking themselves in a locked room do anything more than invite another tragedy? After arguing fiercely in the cousins' room about finding the culprit, they decided to go to the servant room to double-check that the testimonies of Nanjo, Kumasawa, and Koda And there, they learned that the tragedy had occurred once more. Again, why did you split up?
豪田さんも熊沢さんもこの傷では即死だったでしょう。
All instant deaths again.
むごたらしい死に方です。
この傷で生きてるわけあるもんか。死んでるよ、幸田さんも熊沢さんも。
戸締まり確認とか見回りとかいろいろやってたからな。今回もまた俺たちには全員アリバイがない。
そんなことはないよ。見てごらん。あんな殺し方をしたら絶対に犯人は返り血を浴びるはずなんだ。
Interesting again that this is the only time, like this is the first time that this is brought up. Like all of the murders are supposed to be gruesome, right? And instant. But this is the first time that's like, oh wait, the culprit must have spattered themselves with blood. Okay.
でもいとこ全員もそして南條先生も返り血は浴びてないね。
私たち全員は、つまりいとこ4人と南條先生には合田さんと熊沢さんは殺せない。
となれば犯人は俺たち以外の誰かであることは明白だ。
何者かの侵入を疑って調べたけれどゲストハウスの戸締まりは完璧だったよ。
犯人はやはりマスターキーを持っているのかもしれません。
それはありえねえぜ。マスターキーはもうここで死んでる2人の2本以外存在しない。
現存する2本のマスターキーがこうしてゲストハウス内に残っている以上、ゲストハウスは完璧な密室なんだ。
完璧でないから人が死んだんだけどね。
Maria always with the creepiest statements. This was the crime of the 5th and 6th Twilights. The scene was the locked room known as the guest house. Goda's and Kumasawa's master keys were also destroyed, meaning that all master keys had now been lost. Now, no one could break into this locked room guest house. At least, that should have been true. This time, Dr. Nanjo was the one who was killed. He was killed in the entrance hall of the guest house. It was far too foolish of him to come here alone to check that everything was locked. Yeah, I guess so. Again. How many things have happened so far on the premise of like, oh, we'll just go check that everything was locked. But okay.
殺されてる。
僕でさえこれは即死だったに違いないと
Instant death again.
一目でも。
戸締まりは完璧だよ。密室なのにどうして？
じゃあ俺たちの中に犯人がいるってことになるぞ。
それはありえない。状況から判断して私にもマリアにもバトラにもジョージ兄さんにも南條先生は殺せない。
Maria, Butler, George, Nissan, and I all couldn't have killed Dr. Nanjo.
そもそもゲストハウス内で南條先生を殺すことは不可能なんだ。
しかもこれを見ろよ。つまりこいつは南條先生がゲストハウスを出ていない証拠だ。
What is proof? Look at what?
じゃあ南條先生は殺せないってことになるね。
Am I the dumb one? Like, what is he referring to? Like the locks, the seals, the... I don't know. Okay.
なのになんで殺されてるの？
No one could answer that innocent question. This was the 7th Twilight. Once again, the crime scene was the locked room known as the guest house. Various bits of evidence made this crime seem even more impossible. Then the tragedy reached the 8th Twilight, the final one. By now it was clear that holding up wouldn't keep them safe. Jessica might have chosen anger as a way to numb her fear. None of the specifics are important? Okay. I guess I understand it, but at the same time it's hard for me to take it matter-of-factly. I don't know. Right. Jessica, so she might have chosen anger as a way to numb her fear. She flew out of the guest house in a rage. I know, we don't need this. This is fine. It's okay. My alibi is the red truth. I brother. Right, so she flew out in a rage, searching for the murderer that she was sure hid somewhere outside. Right. The thing is, if all of the hints were that the crimes happened inside so far, you could make the argument that maybe the culprit was hiding in the guest house with them, and then her flying out and like unsealing the guest house also gives an opportunity for the culprit to get out. Same time? I don't know. Anyway, wait, I'm not in focus on the game. There we go. George Battler and Maria hurriedly chased after her. Then outside the building they found Jessica lying on the ground. It was, as anyone could tell by looking, a gruesome corpse. Again, an instant death.
これで生きているわけがないもんね。
俺たちは3人でずっと一緒だった。俺もジョージの兄貴もマリアもジェシカは殺せねえぞ。
私たち3人にジェシカは殺せない。
マリアちゃんが人なんか殺すもんか。マリアちゃんには誰も殺せないよ。
ありがとう。
I love how George makes that definite statement about Maria, but then Maria replies,
ジョージお兄ちゃんだって大人は殺せないよ。子供は殺せるけれど。
alright. How does this help? What is considered a kid? I mean, I guess she would be considered a kid, but she's not dead. She hasn't been murdered. Do Shannon and or Canon count as kids? I don't know. They're teenagers. I don't know what to do with this statement.
何がなんだかさっぱりわからねえぜ。一体何がどうなってやがるんだ。
This was the 8th Twilight. The crime scene was outside. The great outdoors. However, the three who chased after Jessica have alibis. George Battler and Maria couldn't have killed Jessica. Right. I guess I could at least take this as a starting point, as like a place to find a footing. Let's assume that this is true. It does say in the was it in the rules or was it later on that the narration doesn't contain lies, right? Outside of like direct statements made by character. So George Battler and Maria couldn't have killed Jessica. Okay. So is there really someone hiding on this island apart from the Ushiromiya family? The curtain is lowered on this tale for now. Right. So let's look at the rules once more. Just as a refresher. Everything in white is true. Yeah, that part I remember. So, the definition of culprit is one who murders. It is possible for a culprit to lie. So it's also possible for them, it's just a possibility, it's not that they lie all the time. So if there's a statement by a culprit, it could be true, it could be a lie. It is possible for a culprit to lie even before committing murder, right? So it's not necessary to wait for the murder to happen. Characters who are not culprits only speak the truth. Characters who are not culprits may not cooperate with the culprit, so they cannot be accomplices without being culprits themselves, I suppose. A culprit must carry out all murders directly by their own hands. So I take this that if there are multiple culprits, they all must have collaborated at the same time and be directly involved in the murders. In all of the murders, which makes it even more confusing, but anyway. Right, a culprit must not die, okay, so by the end of the story the culprit must be alive. A culprit must be among the characters appearing in the story, that's okay. Purple statements are as absolute as red truths, however the culprit alone may lie with purple statements. Outside of spoken statements, there are no lies in the narration. Yeah, this is the part that I was referencing. And yeah, I also checked this shortly before stream, that I can see that we have the purple organized by people and by chapter, so at least there's that. I don't know where to take this from though. I guess having it by character is useful because you could look directly at what the character said. And I don't know, I guess maybe try to pinpoint if possible if there's someone who you would trust. Right? That it feels like it could be potentially true, what they're saying, but I also have this like conflicting state that in the way this story is put together, everything is like so stripped down that I feel that even characters have just become caricatures of themselves, and I feel more suspicious than ever of everything. So I don't know. But I guess we could have a look like this. I tried to also before stream, but nothing really jumped out at me. Oh no. There's nothing to believe in. I guess the people who were included in the first Twilight kinda get a pass. They have no statements because they, at least in theory, all died, so they were not present afterwards to make statements, so that's why they're in red, I assume. And for the others we have like this. So Kraus and Natsuhi are only present for the first Twilight, obviously, because then technically they're killed in the second. So what does Kraus say? Everyone gathered in the dining hall. Okay, I guess that could be fair. Everyone was gathered there. There was no one else missing at the time when they all gathered. When the crime was discovered the next morning. After inspecting the interior of the dining hall, we determined that all of the doors and windows had been locked, making it a locked room. Okay. Fine. We can try to work with that, although I do have my... Anyway, naturally all of us are here right now. Okay, that was yellow, that was white. It's clear that no one is hiding. So if everyone gathered in the dining hall and no one is particularly hiding, then I guess those two could work together. And I guess this is a statement about the doors and windows not being available as an alternate escape for the culprit, let's say. Okay. All that Natsuhi says in the first Twilight is that we destroyed Genji's master key. Okay. Could we believe in that? I don't know. It does say in white, I think, at some point, or maybe I'm mistaken in remembering that all of the servant master keys are lost at that moment in time, I think. So, if it's true, then maybe this could also be true, but that doesn't mean that, like, it's only speaking about that moment in time, so I don't know if this could be fully trusted or not. Anyway. Jessica has a lot to say. That's a lot. Right, so let's focus on the purple. I found that this is second Twilight. I found that the windows and doors were all locked, making it a locked room. Yeah, this is the thing I commented on. We made sure that no one would be able to enter or leave until the police arrived. This is regarding the room itself. Okay. Fourth Twilight. We all went outside to look for Kanon and Shannon, right? Because they were missing, or like they were taking a long time. At least regarding Shannon's death, it was impossible for George Nissan to be the murderer. I guess if we have to roll with this, sure, okay. Goda-san and Kumasawa-san are both dead. She affirms that. This is after Nanjo looks at them, I think. Right. The four cousins and Dr. Nanjo couldn't have killed Goda-san and Kumasawa-san. This is about Nanjo. He's dead, he's been killed. And then Maria, Butler, George, Nissan, and I couldn't have killed Dr. Nanjo. I don't know, there's just a lot here. And it's enough for one to be off, so it's really hard to tell. George also has quite a few. So in the first Twilight, there was no one hiding in the dining hall either. Okay. I can roll with that, just on the principle of, like, I don't even want to think about hiding and regrouping with the others or whatever, just like I could set that aside. I was first to acknowledge that she was dead. This is regarding Shannon. It's a bit of a weird statement, but maybe it's just the phrasing that's throwing me off. I don't even know what that means. Everything has potential to be suspicious. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me to, like, even... How is it? I cannot fully trust anything, and at the same time I don't know how to pinpoint what is tripping me up about the distrustful things. I don't know. The guest house, right, this is about... Right, 5th and 6th. The guest house was still completely locked up. So this could hold up if the culprit was already at the guest house when they sealed it and locked it up. So the culprit was inside with them. Right, this was an instant death for Nanjo. No one could kill Dr. Nanjo inside the guest house. Okay. No one could kill Dr. Nanjo inside the guest house. I don't know, did he mean none of us or just like no one in general? I don't know. Also, if this is the character's perception at the time, but it turns out to not be true, is that a lie? Is that the character lying? Does the whole observer thing come into play here or not? I don't know. Right, so last one is Jessica-chan. She probably died instantly. And Maria-chan couldn't kill anyone. Okay. No one in general. Right. What does Battler say? Nothing suspicious was found inside the dining hall. Alright. Dr. Nanjo checked your pulse, then he announced that the two of them had died instantly. So this is a statement about Nanjo. If Nanjo is lying with that, but Battler is saying this, then it could be true, because it's stating what Nanjo did, not that... He's not stating the truth of what Nanjo did or said. Right, we also sealed the dining hall in the same way. Yeah, I can believe that they sealed the dining hall, that's fine. So far, this is okay, I guess I could trust it. To turn it around, anyone could have killed her beside George Aniki. Right, if we work with the idea that there is some alibi for George, yeah, we could take that. 5th and 6th Twilight, none of us has an alibi. Okay. No master keys exist anymore except the 2 keys on the 2 people who lie dead here. Alright. So he finds, or he's pointing at something that would be proof that Dr. Nanjo didn't leave the guest house. So Dr. Nanjo didn't leave the guest house, but what was it? Was it George? Who said no one could kill him inside the guest house. But he is dead in the guest house. What do you want from me? Oh, so sorry. So sorry. Alright, where was I? Anyway. And then at the end, George Aniki, Maria, and I couldn't have killed Jessica. Okay. Maria's making some weird statements. She says that all the victims died instantly in the first Twilight, because I guess she has the authority to say that. Or it was as gruesome as it's described, so like there's no other conclusion to draw there. We put duct tape all over the outside of the doors and windows, sealing them. Okay. Everything is locked up perfectly. Okay. There's no way she could live through this. This is referring to Jessica, I guess, 8th Twilight. The 3 of us couldn't have killed Jessica. George Onichan couldn't kill an adult. He could kill a kid, though. Yeah, Maria is the queen of weird statements. This is making me raise all kinds of eyebrows. Inner and external eyebrows. Why? Why is the statement even there? What's happening? What do you want me to do with it? Because basically she's the only one that I would consider a kid out of this group, and if she's alive at the end, then like it's a moot statement, but okay. So Shannon says that the death of each parent was confirmed by their own child. She unlocked the door in the second Twilight. Okay, all of us servants were together the whole time. Canon says that Dr. Nanjo and him confirmed that Genji-sama was dead. Alright. Kraus-sama and Natsuki-sama lay sprawled on the floor inside the room. All of us servants can prove an alibi for all of the other servants. I mean, I guess that can be true. If they're in cahoots with each other, they can do that. I find it incredibly sus that, like... but again, maybe it's just... I don't know if I should treat them as pieces that can exist separately in this game. But then also the game states that once one of them disappears, the other does too. So how were they all together and how can they all provide alibis for each other? It can go either way. Okay. Goda says that the dining hall was locked up and he unlocked it with the master key. And he also says that Madam's room was locked. None of us had an alibi for the fourth Twilight. Okay. This is regarding Shannon and Canon. We destroyed the master key Shannon-san had held on the spot. Okay. And Kumasawa says that's when I arrived. I recommended that he try unlocking the door just in case. And then she lists Eva, Hideyoshi, Rudolph, Kirie, Rosa, Genji. 6 people in all lying there covered in blood. I don't know. The one thing that I thought of when I reread this, but I don't know how to go too far with it, was but then again I just okay, I'll just say it. The way it happened in the first Twilight was Goda discovered it. He states that it was locked up, and then he knocked but there was no answer. And then Kumasawa says that she arrives after that and recommends that Goda tries unlocking the door. And then Goda unlocks the door with the master key. But then it's only Goda's word that the door was actually locked up. You need like 3-4 hints? Sure, I'll need a truckload. I don't know. Yeah. Let me finish my thought here. So the one thing that I find that could be like let's say a weak link in the whole story of the dining hall actually being a locked room is that the only one who can affirm that is Goda, because he arrived there, he states that it was locked up, but he had the master key, right? And then he knocks and there's no answer. That's when Kumasawa states that she arrived. So who else can corroborate that the door was actually locked? Only Goda. Then he says that he unlocked it at Kumasawa's suggestion, recommendation, whatever. So that's one thing. And about the second Twilight, it is Shannon who says that she unlocked the door. And I feel like there was maybe some other statement about the door. But again, it could work. Let me see, maybe if I look here in the second one. So it's again Goda that says that the room was locked, and Shannon who unlocks the door. She does unlock it after getting everyone's permission. Okay, so it kind of states in a way, if you are to take it at face value, that everyone was there. But like, there's no other assurance that the room was locked aside from Goda's word. Oh, that's one thing. But I don't know about the others with the seals and everything. Goda very sus. I don't know. To be completely fair, I feel uncomfortable even like doing this kind of deducing about the characters, because again, I feel like they've been reduced to caricatures of themselves, and I'm not comfortable even, I don't know, pointing fingers. I feel like they've been stripped out of their souls completely. And this whole time, almost a year now, I've been here like absorbing what their hearts is all about, and now they're just like, I don't know, empty caskets of characters that I have to play this weird game with to figure out. I don't know. I guess this is one reason why I also like feel uncomfortable and I'm not really into this whole deducing much. Right, you were saying about George and Battler, but yeah, like it was about Nanjo's death, right? So Battler says this is proof that Dr. Nanjo didn't leave the guest house. Nanjo never left the guest house, and yet he is dead in the guest house, and no one could kill him inside the guest house. I don't know. So he does say, George also does say earlier, he checked around, but the guest house was still completely locked up. If he was lying about this, then it could have, let's say, invited someone who wasn't. And then, I guess, who wasn't already in the guest house, or like he could have created an opportunity or whatever. The situation with Shannon is also quite awkward in terms of the relationship that was established between the two of them. I felt his reactions and his statements, and this one I was forced to acknowledge that she was dead. What does that even mean? But again, this could be put onto what I said, that the characters have just like been stripped of their hearts and they just feel awkward simply by virtue of that. I don't know. I guess we can hear some hints. And there's only one. Okay. And it's question marks, question marks. Okay. I don't know what that is.
紫の発言とやらが厄介であるな。
Yeah, you think?
赤き真実並みに重要な発言だってことは分かってるんだ。
Right.
だが、犯人の嘘が混じってる。
針が混じってるかもしれないパンをそのまま丸飲みにして食べるバカはいないな。
Oh god, please no, no. Don't put that image in my head. What?
すべての紫を鵜呑みにしていると全く真相が見えてこない。
Yeah.
針の混じったパンか。いい例えだな。せっかくの貴重な情報も一粒の嘘のせいで台無しってわけだ。
この大量の紫の中のどれが一体嘘なのか考えるだけで頭が痛くなるというものよ。
ならここでチェス盤をひっくり返してみようじゃねえか。
Flip it, Battler.
ほう
Spin it.
というと
簡単な話さ。どれが嘘かじゃない。どれは確実に真実かってことに注目するんだ。
As if that's so much easy.
確実に真実とわかる紫など存在するのか。
それを探すんだ。絶対に犯人じゃないと確定できるやつを探す。それを見つけることができれば、そいつの紫の発言は全て赤き真実と同じってことになるんだ。
Well, I just read them with that in mind, and I can't tell.
なるほど。犯人を探すのではなく、まずは絶対に犯人でない人物を探すというわけか。基本であるな。
そういうことさ。必ずいるはずだ。丹念に探してみよう。
まずは第一歩というところね。
お手並み拝見といくわ。
Yeah. Okay, but I still don't know what to do with that because we just read them like that and I don't know. I can't tell. Search for reliable. Ah, okay, so then this distills it as a. Ah, I see. Okay, so before you see the whole scene, you don't know what it's gonna be, and then it kind of summarizes it. Search for reliable purple statements. Yeah, I can't tell. What's the next one?
絶対に犯人でない人物とはどういうことだろ
う。ルールに犯人は死なないってのがある。つまりひでえ話だが、死んだやつは信用できるってことになる。
How do you trust that someone's dead?
ほう、それはわかりやすい。ほとんどの人物は殺された。それらの人物の紫は全て信用できるというわけか。
ところがそう簡単な話じゃない。俺とお前のゲームでもたびたび問題になった死んだふり問題ってのがあるんだ。
どの犠牲者も皆検視をしているではないか。南條も紫で誰も検視を誤らないと断言している。
南條先生が犯人だったらそれも当てにはならねえぜ。一見どの犠牲者も検出されているように見えるが、どの死亡確認も紫発言だ。 100% じゃない。
では誰の死ならば信用できるというのか。
とにかく犠牲者全員の検視をもう一度見直すんだ。
Check the examinations. Oh lord.
紫発言なんてあやふやなものじゃなくて、絶対確実に死んだ人間を探すんだ。
Let's look for someone who we can be absolutely certain is dead. In some way more reliable than these purple statements. If it's not the purple statements, then it's the red truths or the white narration around it. Why can nothing? I trust nothing. That's the issue. Okay. Checking the corpses. But yeah, this only gives me the dialogue, so I don't... okay. So here, first Twilight, death of each parent is confirmed by their own child, and Nanjo and Kanon examine Genji. Okay. This is about master keys in red. Okay. We must perform a perfect examination like Erika. Yeah, we raised them out of existence ourselves. Oh god. Oh god. So this red is only about the master keys, okay. Second one, checking the room and corpses. Again, Nanjo checked the pulse and he announced, but again, Battler is only narrating what Nanjo did, so it could still be that we can trust Battler. Because this isn't like him stating the truth of it, he's just narrating what Nanjo did. And Nanjo confirms that both of them are dead, okay. And Jessica says that all the windows were locked. Okay. Okay. Culprit of the first Twilight. Oh, so sorry. Sorry, I right-clicked by mistake. Second one. Culprit of the first Twilight. The culprit of the first Twilight has definitely killed 6 people. This is about the seals. I know that much, Chen. I know. I've said it already, but I still don't... What do I do with that? Here it's... So George says for Shannon, he says he was forced to acknowledge that she was dead, and Nanjo confirmed. And for Kumasawa and Godan, again, Nanjo says this. And Jessica kind of like emphasizes it. Right. For Nanjo, it's Jessica who says it. George says it was instant. Maria just makes statement about the locked state of everything. Okay. Okay. And here... it's George and Maria who make statements about Jessica's corpse. But I don't have a way to check the narration, right? I don't think so. I don't know. Who can't be a culprit? I don't have an answer.
分かったぞ。バトラ、ト書きだ。セリフ以外のト書き部分に嘘はないことになっていたぞ。
Right, sure.
ああ、俺も今気づいたとこだ。ベルンカステレは赤き真実で、ト書き部分には嘘がないことを宣言している。
あら、気づかれちゃったみたいよ。
気づかなくちゃ始まらないわよ。
ト書きで死亡を宣告されている奴はおらぬか。そいつは本当に死んでいると断言できることになる。
そしてそいつは自動的に犯人でないということになる。
のみならず、そやつの紫は信頼できるということになる。
ト書きで死亡を語られている人物を探してみよう。
Does that mean I have to reread everything? Because you don't give me the narration separately.
横たわっていたみたいな、生きてるようにも死んでるようにも見える曖昧な表現でないやつもだ。
頭からもう一度探すぞ。
Yeah, that's nice. It's nice to see their interactions. That's fine. Fine. It would have been nice if they had given the narration separately. Why do I have to go through the whole thing again? Right. The tragedy was discovered at 6 in the morning. This doesn't say anything about the bodies, it's just that it was discovered. Goro had woken up to get breakfast ready, went to check on the adult siblings who had remained in the dining hall since the previous night because of the family conference. Except Kraus and Natsuhi, who for some reason were not there, but okay.
死体発見時のこと。
Dialogue, we don't care.
ノックしたので
Skip.
そこに万一の
マスター。
エヴァ様計6人が。
それで全員が
思い出したかも。それぞれの
ひょっとしたらみんな
しかしお子様方はそれぞれ
僕と南條
ごた私でなくとも
犠牲者は
食堂内を
そしてもちろん
隠れる私たち誰もか。
でも父さん、殺された6人どうやって
考えたくはあります。マスターキーをも
6人を殺し妥当な
Since there was no chance of the culprit hiding inside the dining hall, okay, yeah, like I said, I could roll with that. It made sense to assume that the culprit had locked the door after committing the murder and exiting the room. I think we were joking about green truth. yeah. I don't think I ever... Did I ever joke about purple truth? That, to be honest, I don't remember. It was only natural that the servants with their master keys would fall under suspicion. And sadly enough, none of the servants had an alibi. Then again, it wasn't only the servants, everyone else lacked an alibi as well. Okay, that doesn't really say much. Okay, we can skip.
赤騎士すべてのともちろん。
他に
マスターキ
本来ならでも赤マスターキ
つまこのゲーム
そうなる実に
となれば
マスターキ5人の使用人が1本ずつを持ってる。
Oh, Vibarium, oh.
特別な方法で管理されていて。
Well, it's tips, so in a way they are a form of truth.
マスターキーは
Okay, skip.
それはもう
つまり
源氏さんの
Give me stuff that I have to read myself. Okay, so this was it. This was the crime of the first Twilight. I don't think there's anything there. The scene was the fully locked room of the dining hall. None of the servants holding master keys have alibis. Then again, no one else has an alibi either. Okay. I don't see anything there. Everyone returned to the parlor to discuss what should be done next. The phones were out, so they couldn't contact the police. Was the mysterious culprit hiding away somewhere planning to attack their next victim at this very moment? Or was the culprit in here with them, mentally sticking out their tongue and tasting their neck spray? None of them had alibis, and it was possible for any of them to be a culprit. However, that tense feeling didn't last long. By midday, everyone got tired of arguing and they decided to take a break. Kraus and Natsuhi announced that they wanted to talk with each other alone and went up to the second floor. That paved the way for everyone else to start going their separate ways, some breaking away to head to the bathroom, others to gaze at the endless rain. Okay. However, no matter how much time passed, Kraus and Natsuhi were the only ones who didn't return. Calls were sent to both Kraus and Natsuhi's rooms using the extension phone line, but there was no answer. Something might have happened. Everyone headed to Kraus's and Natsuhi's rooms together, and in Natsuhi's room they found Kraus and Natsuhi lying sprawled on the floor. See, this is one of those statements, I kind of remembered this one, but it's like, they were on the floor. It doesn't state anything that's definitive about them being dead, right? So...
yeah,
okay. Dialogue. That's fine.
南條先生がそして
はい、私があれは間違いない。
私はその結果
またしても
奥様に疑われていた私
たち
僕たち使用に
こりゃ面白い。今度
そして今度
この世界その使用
僕たちは
外から
きっとこの部屋に警察が来るまで
となりゃ俺たちはさらに食堂も同様に
そもそも屋敷自体にも封印。
屋敷全体に封印？窓全はしご
ゲームすべての窓よって玄関。
なるほどな。
どうか
夏日おばノックをして、しかし
施錠は使用人
全員が。俺はそれより
食堂で死んでいた
エリカの影響でな、どうにも剣士
つまり
そしてその後、そして内側から
赤で第一の番の犯人は確実に6人を殺している。
Okay.
ならば密室の犯人はそして
いいわ。一同はその体質、そして夏日の部屋
ってことはつまり
なかな
どう
Okay, this was the crime of the second Twilight. The scene was Natsuhi's fully locked room. This time, all of the servants with master keys have alibis. The whole group, realizing the dangers of being inside the mansion, took shelter in the guest house. I don't think there's any definitive statement there. Okay, fourth. All those who took refuge in the guest house decided to hole up in there until the typhoon passed. There, if everyone watched everyone else, they should be able to prevent further crimes both from inside and outside. However, they couldn't do that without any breaks until the typhoon passed. Once again, their actions left a weak point open, and they were faced with yet another tragedy.
用事で表へ出た。
ジョージ兄さんが騒ぎ出し
Okay.
シャノンさんは
生きててくれた願ったでも僕は
無論私も検視し
2人が出かけた時、私たちはゲストハウスの戸締まりを確認するためだから
僕が殺すものか、僕に殺せるものか。
ジョージを
その後シャノン殺
逆にジョージの兄貴以外だ。
犯人にはシャノンさんの持って
シャノンが殺さ以後、カノンのマスターキー、
まあ無粋だからシャノンが死んだんだから。
つまり死体はなくともシャノンとカノンは同時に殺された。
そうなる。
順調に事件が。
This was the crime of the fourth Twilight. The scene was the Rose Garden. There are no locks or doors. It isn't a locked room. So the master keys no longer have anything to do with this. Then the pace of the crimes began to accelerate. Unless you take statements like that one, like this was the crime of this Twilight as being definitive, which I don't know, I don't really read them that way. I don't see anything else there. The group took shelter in the guest house. They carefully sealed all doors and windows, sealing themselves in a locked room. However, several locked room murders had already occurred. Could locking themselves in a locked room do anything more than invite another tragedy? After arguing fiercely in the cousin's room about finding the culprit, they decided to go to the servants' room to double-check the testimonies of Nanjo, Kumasawa, and Goda. And there, they learned that the tragedy had occurred once more. Again, is that supposed to be a definitive statement that the tragedy occurred once more? That means this is an actual death? Okay, dialogue, fine.
そんなことは見てごらん。あんな殺し方をした。
でも
私たち全員
となれば
何者かの侵入を疑って。
犯人はやはりマスターキー。
それはマスターキーはも
う現存する2本のマスターキーゲストハウスは
完璧。
This was the crime of the 5th and 6th Twilights. The scene was the locked room known as the guest house. Goda's and Kumasawa's master keys were also destroyed, meaning that all master keys had now been lost. Okay. Now, no one could break into this locked room guest house. At least that should have been true. This time Dr. Nanjo was the one who was killed. Okay, so this is a more definitive statement. He was killed in the entrance hall of the guest house. It was far too foolish of him to come here alone to check that everything was locked. Yeah. I see your exclamation marks.
僕でさえこれは即死だったに違いないと一目でわかるよ。
戸締まり密室な。
じゃあ
それは状況から判断して私にもマリアにもバトラにもジョージ兄さんにも南條先生は殺せない。
そもそもゲストハウス内
しかもつまりこいつは南條先生がゲストハウスを出ていない証拠だ。
じゃあ南條先生は殺せないってことになるね。
My bearer with the question marks instead. Nice.
なのになんで殺
Okay. Oh, sorry, I skipped. I skipped. No one could answer that innocent question. This was the 7th Twilight. Okay. Once again, the crime scene was the locked room known as the guest house. Various bits of evidence made this crime seem even more impossible. Then the tragedy reached the 8th Twilight, the final one. Since we're here, we can read that too. By now it was clear that holding up wouldn't keep them safe. Jessica might have chosen anger as a way to numb her fear. She flew out of the guest house in a rage, searching for the murderer that she was sure hid somewhere outside. George Butler and Maria hurriedly chased after her. Then outside the building they found Jessica lying on the ground. It was, as anyone could tell by looking, a gruesome corpse. So I suppose this also makes it a definitive statement. It was a gruesome corpse. It says corpse, so...
即死だったろ。
Or is that just explaining what others see it as? Ah, okay. Ah!
これで生きているわけがないもん。
俺たちは3人でずっと一緒だった。俺もジョージの兄貴もマリアもジェシカは殺せねえぞ。
うん、私たち3人にジェシカは殺せない。
マリアちゃんが人なんか殺すもんか。マリアちゃんには
ジョージオに子供は殺せるけれど。
This statement will forever put me off. George could kill a kid. Okay.
ああ、痛い。
This was the 8th Twilight. The crime scene was outside. However, the 3 who chased after Jessica have alibis. Right, so this is what I was mentioning earlier, that they would have alibis for this crime, I suppose. George, Battler, and Maria couldn't have killed Jessica. So, is there really someone hiding on this island apart from the Ushiromiya family? Right, the curtain is lowered on this tale for now. Fine. No, there's no such thing. First off, we're working with 17 at most. Over here. Let me see. I guess we'll look at Nanjo first, I suppose. No one examining a body will reach the wrong conclusion. It still bothers me, this statement. But fine. So he confirms Kraus and Natsuhi's deaths directly. There can be no doubt that they died instantly. Okay. Sealing the mansion, taking refuge in the guest house, that's fine. Also examined her and confirmed her death. Wait, 4th Twilight. This was Shannon? Shannon, right? And then Goda and Kumasawa-san dying instantly. So would this mean that if we trust him... Oh, so sorry. Damn it. I right-clicked by mistake again. If we trust him and these are right assessments of the people who have died, then by extension we trust those people because they have also been killed. Okay, Nanjo. Is that by extension? So by extension we would be trusting... still don't know about the statement, okay? Because it's like, the phrasing puts me off a little bit in the terms of like, no one examining a body will reach the wrong conclusion. Reaching the conclusion and stating the conclusion to the others, aren't those two different things? But maybe it's just a phrasing thing that is throwing me off. His purples are red, I can see that. Or like, I'm trying to see it that way. So I don't know here. But I guess by extension we would do Kraus and Natsuhi, right? We would do Shannon and Goda and Kumasawa. Okay, they're different things. So at least there's that! Yeah. Right. But he did, wait. It's Kanon who says that him and Nanjo confirmed Genji's death. Right? It's Canon who says that. But Nanjo doesn't say anything conclusive about that directly himself. So I don't trust the first Twilight. Let's leave that for aside for a second, okay? Fine. This is the confirmation of death, sealing the mansion and taking refuge in the guest. So I can believe that, that's fine. And the rest is just examinations of bodies. Okay, okay, Nanjo, fine. What does Jessica say? She confirms that Natsuhi's room was a locked room. They made sure no one would be able to enter or leave until the police arrived. Okay, fair enough. George got upset because Shannon missing, so we went outside to look. Okay. At least regarding Shannon's death, it was impossible for George Nissan to be the murderer. Okay. Goda and Kumasawa are both dead, which is corroborated by Nanjo saying it as well. The four cousins and Dr. Nanjo couldn't have killed Goda and Kumasawa. Okay. Yeah. Seven Twilight, that is Nanjo, right? Okay. Maria Butler, George Nissan, and I couldn't have killed Dr. Nanjo. Doesn't this by extension also, if this is true, and they were definitely not involved in at least one of the murders, doesn't that absolve them of all the murders because the culprits should have participated in all of them? Do I take it that way by extension? Because, yeah, I guess that would be it. I can trust Canon too. I guess you're right. I mean, Burns Red was more like we consider him dead. But I guess it is. Where was it? Fourth? Yes. Canon is treated as having been killed, and Canon's master key is treated as having been destroyed. We're back here. So what is the tally right now? We cross off Nanjo, we cross off Jessica, okay. By extension from Nanjo, we cross off Kraus, Natsuhi, Goda, and Kumasawa. If by extension the cousins are fine, and also by extension Shannon and Canon are also to be trusted, then none of these people who are not in red could have been the culprits, or am I going too far? If this is what you're telling me. Am I seeing this right? Wait, let me double check my thoughts. Fuck. The witch did it. Yeah, okay. Let me see the statement from Jessica again. So, Maria Butler, George Nissan, and I all couldn't have killed Dr. Nanjo. Okay. The four cousins and Dr. Nanjo couldn't have killed Goda and Kumasawa. When someone is killed, they're only killed by one person. So being innocent of one murder doesn't mean you're innocent of all. But then what is this rule? Am I reading it wrong? A culprit must carry out all murders directly by their own hands. No, I understand that by their own hands, but all murders, that is the thing that tripped me up. Every culprit has to kill at least one person. To me it sounded like they had to be involved directly in all of the murders. This is how I read this, okay? It doesn't say all their murders, it says all murders. You understand? Okay. So let's backtrack a little bit then. Please no. Let's not go there. Yeah, see, this is yeah. It could also very likely, and I would take it. It's just my brain that misinterprets these things, generally speaking. Yeah, that I can work with. Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. So, who is confirmed dead? For sure. So, Nanjo and Jessica, that's where we came from, yeah? So then we trust what Nanjo said about people being dead. And that would take, again, first Twilight, I don't know, I'm a little bit confused there. But that would make Kraus Natsuhi be crossed off the list. Goda and Kumasawa as well. I suppose Shannon, right? I also examined her and confirmed her death. And then canon is... The entire game is built around hiding things between lines. Yeah, I can see. The entire novel is like that. It's just what it is. Okay, so where was I? If I trust Nanjo, then she's dead. Then canon is also dead, confirmed by Burn and Red. So who am I left with? In terms of people who have purple statements, right? The red people don't have any. They could have been culprits, but they don't have purple statements. So who am I left with? I'm left with the cousins. What about Genji? I don't know. Because Nanjo doesn't actually say it himself. I don't know. But I guess then if I trust canon, then I guess I have to trust that too. Right? Okay. Fair point. I just set aside the first Twilight in my mind for the moment. But I guess we can take that. I don't know. Then I guess this whole thing of servants providing alibi for each other, I mean, these four would work in that situation. Fine. Okay. Fine. Then we are left with... I mean, Jessica we trust, okay, because she died. Then we are left with George, Battler, and Maria. And these other lovely people over here. Right. Shannon says the death of each parent was confirmed by their own child. Which we cannot corroborate further, because that would mean George checked them, Battler checked them, and Maria checked Rosa. But I cannot corroborate further because I don't yet trust any of them. She died gruesomely. They all died gruesomely and instantly, it seems. So we're left with this center area here. Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. What do I do with this then? There does seem to be a contradiction between Battler and George, so... I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know how Nanja was killed. Okay, fine. Thank you, Machin. I'm following the logic, are you? I am all over the place, I'm so sorry. If you're following, then that it means you must have put a lot of effort, for which I appreciate you. Right. How would I work further from this group here? Let's see what they all say once more. There was no hiding in the dining hall. I was forced to acknowledge that she was dead. Someone might have snuck in, so I checked around, but the guest house was still completely locked up. Okay. The guest house was still completely locked. This was an instant death. No one could kill Dr. Nanja inside the guest house. She probably died instantly. Maria-chan couldn't kill anyone. Yeah, I don't know how to explain this contradiction here. Or like, this seeming contradiction, paradox, whatever. No one could kill Dr. Nanja inside the guest house. And Battler says... Dr. Nanja didn't leave the guest house. Could these some way work together, like in terms of interpretation? Is there a way for him to have been killed outside of the guest house, but he didn't leave it? And then... No, I don't know. That's too convoluted. Anyway, what else was Battler saying? Nothing suspicious found in the... Okay... Dr. Nanja checked their pulse. He announced that the two of them had died instantly. Okay, we also sealed the dining hall in the same way. Anyone could have killed her besides George Aniki. Right. Who else said that George had an alibi for that? Jessica did. Yes. So George couldn't have been the murderer in terms of Shannon. And also cousins couldn't have, and Nanja couldn't have been involved in Goda and Kumasawa's deaths. Also couldn't have killed Dr. Nanja. Okay. So for these, I say, I guess he is confirmed to not have been involved, at least in those? In a way? And yeah. Battler and Maria are not confirmed to not be involved in Shannon's, but they're confirmed in the others. I still don't know if that gives me enough to move on from here. Should do this. Kraus and Natsuki, let's see again. Everyone gathered in the dining hall. After inspecting the interior, we determined that all the doors and windows had been locked, making the locked room. It's clear that no one is hiding. And Natsuki says that they destroyed Genji's master key. I don't know what to do with those statements now. The others, what the Kumasawa was saying that okay, she corroborates. Basically, if we trust Goda and she's right, and we trust her and she's right, then it works, I suppose. So my suspicions from the beginning are not it. All that Kumasawa says is that all of these people were lying there covered in blood. That doesn't mean they were all dead. So we don't have any confirmation for them. Like, proper one. Goda says about locking, being the dining hall being locked, he unlocked it with the master key. Natsuhi's room was also locked. None of them had an alibi for the fourth Twilight, that's fine. We destroyed the master key, Shano-san had held on the spot. Okay. So if we're thinking in terms of keys, it's at the very least confirmed, I say, that Genji's wasn't available anymore. Shannon's was not there anymore. Cannon's is assumed by the Red Truth to not be there, which here it confuses me again. Did they hold two keys at the same time? Is that what I'm supposed to understand? Or was it the same key? And then there was another servant who had two? But then again, these are the servants. And if they're all confirmed dead, then they're not culprits. And they couldn't have collaborated with the culprits. So I don't know how the rooms were. I know. At least the music is a vibe, I suppose. So, Shannon's key, Genji's key. What about Goda's and Kumasawa's? And Cannon's, I suppose. Let's say that's one. Who talks about the Goda's and Kumasawa's keys? Do they even say anything about it? All the 7 series, because yeah, I can see that. It's fine. I'm just trying to see if I can follow the idea of the keys. Is there even a mention of the keys? I forget. So no master keys exist anymore except the 2 keys on the 2 people who lie dead here. Okay, so Battler says something about that. No, this is fine. Be good. Thank you. Goodbye. I suppose so. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't know what to do further. Let's see.
Battler, 見よ。第7の番の南條については、とがきではっきりと殺されたと記されているぞ。
俺も見つけたぜ。第8の番のジェシカについて、とがきではっきりと。
ということは、つまり。
It's okay, those taters.
南條先生とジェシカ。この2人は確実に死んでいるということ。そしてそれは
南條とジェシカが犯人ではないことを示しているというわけだ。そしてそれは
この2人の紫発言は赤き真実も同然という。
そういうことだ。
The pair gave each other a high five. Finally, they had found their first big clue. A safe slice on the roll with a needle in it. They had discovered some purple statements they could trust.
南條とジェシカの紫発言を書き出してみよう。これは赤き真実も同然だ。ようやく見えてきたぞ。
南條先生が犯人でないことが確定なら、 第一の番の彼の紫発言である私でなくとも誰も検視を誤らないが大きな意味を持っている。
つまり誰であっても検視は誤らないということ。
犯人でないことが確定したこの二人、南條先生とジェシカによって行われた検視は絶対に信用できるってことだ。
つまり南條とジェシカが死亡を確認した人物もまた犯人ではないことが確実になるというわけだ。
あっちゃー、順調ね。
不思議なものね。順調だと悔しいけれど、行き詰まられてもそれはそれで退屈だわ。
Like the stream is, I guess, yeah.
よし、この二人の検視をチェックして犯人ではありえない人物を探してみよ
う。うん。
Alright, we did that. What's the next one?
バトラー、南條とジェシカの紫発言のチェックを終えたぞ。
この二人が死亡を確認した人物は間違いなく死んでいる。そしてそれは間違いなく犯人でないことを示す。
そうなれば信頼できる紫発言がさらに増えるということだな。
まず南條先生だ。第2の番の犠牲者のクラウスおじさん、夏日おばさんの死亡を確認している。
さらに第4の番にシャノンの死亡も確認しているな。
第5、第6の番の郷田さんと熊沢さんの死亡も確認している。
一気に白が増えたぞ。南條、ジェシカに加えクラウス、夏日、シャノン、郷田、熊沢は犯人ではないということだ。
それだけじゃない。第4の番にベルンカステルの赤き真実でカノン君の死亡も宣言されてる。犯人は死なないんだからカノン君も犯人じゃない。
南條、ジェシカ、クラウス、夏日、シャノン、カノン、郷田、熊沢、この8人は犯人ではない。
あらら、いきなり容疑者が8人も減らされちゃったわよ。
ここまでは順当でしょ。ここからよ。
これで信用できる紫発言がどっと増えたぞ。ここからが本番だ。
ああ、新しく犯人でないことが分かった人物の紫発言も確認するぞ。
Okay, didn't I just do that also? I keep searching for confirmed deaths. Keep searching for confirmed deaths. Okay.
クラウス、夏日、シャノン、カノン、郷田、熊沢、この新しく無実が証明された人物の紫発言を吟味したぞ。
ああ、その結果源氏さんが犯人でないことも新たに証明された。
カノンが第1の番に紫発言で源氏の死を確認したと宣言している。これで源氏も白というわけだ。
これで合計9人の無実が証明されたな。いい感じだぜ。
そうそう、シャノンと熊沢の紫発言で第1の番の6人の死亡も確認しているようだぞ。
それは鵜呑みにできね
えな。なぜかシャノンと熊沢の発言は信用できるのではないか。
そうよね。シャノンと熊沢が犯人でないことが確定したのに、どうしてその発言が信用できないの？
例えば熊沢さんだが、第1の番の犠牲者の6人が食堂で血まみれになって倒れていたとしか言ってない。つまり生死は不明ってわけだ。食堂の6人の犠牲者の検視は絶対とは言えないわけだ。
食堂の6人についてシャノンは別の言い方もしているぞ。お子様方はそれぞれ自分の親が間違いなく死んでいることを確認したとな。
食堂でそれぞれの親を検視したのは俺とジョージの兄貴、そしてマリアの3人ってことだ。しかしこの3人がシロであることはまだ証明されていない。
ほう、なるほど、そういうことね。シャノンは食堂の6人の死亡をそれぞれの親の子供が確認したことは証明したけれど、それぞれの子供が真実の検視をしたかまでは証明していないわ。
そういうことだ。子供が嘘をついている可能性が否定できない以上、まだ食堂の連中全員を疑いから外すわけにはいかない。
これは厄介であるな。その3人は最後まで生き残った生存者。生きているということはすなわち犯人でないと証明不能というわけだ。
バトラー、ジョージ、マリア、生き残ったこの3人は犯人である可能性が高いと同時に白であることの証明が最も難しいと言えるだろう。
Interesting to see Butler talk about himself in that way. Must-chan, you give me too much credit. But I appreciate it.
確実な死亡によって白であると断言できるのはこの9人までのようであるな。
ここからは信頼できる9人の紫発言で純粋に推理していくしかない。
南條、ジェシカ、クラウス、ナツヒ、シャノン、カノン、ゴーダ、熊沢、源氏、この9人の紫発言を読み直すしかないな。
ここからは難度が上がるぞ。覚悟してかかろうぜ。
うん、ようやくミステリーらしくなってきたというところよ。
I guess it's because I've looked at them so much, even before stream. I've kind of reached this state of like just kind of like when you read a word too many times. That what is a semantic cessation? Fuck, I can't say that word properly. You know what I mean. I don't know. I read them and I don't know if I can like pull more meaning from them. But I guess I can give it another shot and just read them once more calmly. So, first Twilight, everyone gathered in the dining hall. After inspecting the interior of the dining hall, we determined that all of the doors and windows had been locked, making it a locked room. It's clear that no one is hiding. So it was a locked room, no one was hiding. Everyone was gathered there in the morning. Okay. I should think about specific crimes I can see. Natsuhi just confirms that they destroyed Genji's master key. Jessica said, I searched all over the room looking... Okay, sorry. Ah, not the white. The purple. I found that the windows and doors were all locked, making it a locked room, so it's confirmed the second one was also locked. We made sure that no one would be able to enter or leave until the police arrived, so this second room was sealed immediately after they left. And only after that they also sealed the dining hall, so there was a period of time in which the dining hall was unsealed. So, and it's never mentioned if they rechecked the contents of the dining hall. So if there was someone who was alive actually in the dining hall, they had the chance to slip out before the seal was put in. That's so much I gleaned even from last time. It's okay. So, fine. This is when Shannon and Kanon went missing. And we all went outside to look for them. At least regarding Shannon's death, it was impossible for George Nissan to be the murderer. So George is acquitted of Shannon's death. How could the second Twilight murder happen? I don't know. Let me just go through them once again. Gora-san and Kumasawa-san are both dead. The 4 cousins and Dr. Nanjo couldn't have killed Goda-san and Kumasawa-san, so they are acquitted of Goda and Kumasawa. If they're acquitted and they're the only ones left alive, then it's clear that someone from here would have to still be alive to commit it. I would say, anyway. Right. 7th, this was about Nanjo. Maria Battler, George Nissan, and I couldn't have killed Dr. Nanjo. They did not recheck the first Twilight scene. Okay, so that would make sense so far. I don't have an explanation for how the rooms were locked. I don't know. I mean, the first one would be an explanation in terms of if there was actually someone alive, they locked it from the inside. That's possible. I don't know about the second one. We can revisit the lines grouped by Twilight. Okay, so this is what Jessica has to offer. Nanjo again, he just had like some examination stuff. So doctor not knowing examining body will reach the wrong conclusion. The controversial statement. And then he just confirms deaths, and he confirms that the mansion was sealed. So after they left the mansion, they sealed it. And it is said by Byrne in Red, if I remember right, that none of the seals will be broken. So there was no one who was left inside the mansion and then left after they sealed it. Which is okay, they could have been outside the mansion already when they did that. That could work. Right, this is about Shannon and then Goda and Kumasawa's deaths. Okay. Shannon again, she says about the child confirming each parent's death. She unlocked the door for the second Twilight, and all the servants were together the whole time. Okay. I don't know what I said that triggered the exclamation mark. Sorry about that. Right, so Kanon confirms Genji is dead. Kraus Natsuki were sprawled on the floor inside the room. And the alibi for the servants, okay. Goda again says that the dining hall was locked up. He unlocked it with the master key. Madam's room was locked, okay. None of us had an alibi for the 4th. We destroyed the master key Shannon-san had held in the spot, okay. And Kumasawa only has stuff about the first Twilight. She arrived when Genji was like stumped because not Genji, Goda was stumped because the door was locked. And then she lists the people who are lying covered in blood. Okay. And you're saying we should look at the second one. What do we have about the second one? That's what I was about to do, but I just wanted to finish reading Moth-chan. But thank you for the guidance. Right, so Natsuhi and Kraus's room. Madam's room was locked by Goda. Shannon says she unlocked the door. Kanon says they were sprawled on the floor. Okay. Battler says Dr. Nanjo checked their pulse, and he announced the 2 of them had died instantly. Okay. Nanjo confirms. Jessica found that the windows and doors were locked, making it a locked room. The second Twilight is key. Servants have alibis. That's okay, in the end they're all dead, so we trust them. Preserving the crime scene. Maria says that we put duct tape all over the outside of the doors and windows, sealing them. We made sure that no one would be able to enter or leave until the police arrived. From Jessica. We also sealed the dining hall in the same way. From Battler. And Nanjo says we also sealed the mansion itself. And all of us took refuge in the guest house. I am faster than the hints? I don't know. I am completely lost. Mansion's construction. All of the windows have steel bars on them. It is impossible to enter or leave by them. will say that they can seal the whole mansion by sealing the 2 doors, the front one and the back one. The culprit of the first Twilight has definitely killed 6 people. Alright. Again, like I said in the beginning, this doesn't have to be 6 people in the first Twilight. It could be less, or no, fewer. And then some extra. And seals on the room. The group sealed the room at the same time they left. No culprit joined the group as they left. Also, all of the seals on Natsuhi's room, the dining hall, and the mansion itself will never be broken. Yeah, so this is the part that I remembered earlier. No culprits joined the group as they left. It's all emphasized on when they left, but what about when they... So their room was locked. They're confirmed that they were dead. Alibis for the servants. They don't really mention about the culprit hiding in the room here, do they? They're saying they sealed it, and then definitely after they left, the culprit cannot leave. And the culprit cannot join the group. Only after they left. I don't know. Checking the new corpses, alibis for servants. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything, I'm sorry.
Oi, ベアト。興味深いことが分かったぞ。
Tell me about
この一連の事件、マスターキーは一切使えない。
そういえば、白である9人の中に使用人5人が含まれるのであったな。
マスターキーは使用人にしか使えない。渡せもしない。そして犯人でない人物は犯人に協力しないのだから、犯行にマスターキーを用いることはできないんだ。
Since it's been guaranteed that all 5 servants are innocent, we know that the master keys have nothing to do with the crimes.
確かにそうなる。となるとますますに厄介ではないか。何度も起こった密室殺人。それらをマスターキー抜きで構築せねばならんことになる。
チェス盤をひっくり返すぜ。ってことはつまりマスターキーがなくても構築可能なトリックってわけさ。
なるほど。第1の番、食堂の密室。第2の番、夏日の部屋の密室。第5の番以降のゲストハウスの密室。じっくり考え直す必要がありそうだな。
もう一度じっくりと読み直してみよう。使用人は全員白なんだ。マスターキーは使えない。そこを念頭にもう一度考えるんだ。
So the hint was master keys can't be used, but we only looked at the we looked at the second one, right? The fourth one is outside, so that's no question about locked rooms. And this one is inside, which was supposed to be sealed. Right. None of us has an alibi. 4 cousins and Dr. Andrew have killed. Preserving the crime scene. The guest house, George says, the guest house was still completely locked up. No master keys exist anymore except the 2 keys on the 2 people who lie dead. That doesn't matter as has been established. So basically rooms are only locked from the inside. I can see that. For the guest house, I guess, I mean, it was my initial thought that whoever was the culprit was already inside. So it didn't matter that they sealed it if the culprit was already inside. So this could have been performed, I guess. This one, and here again, Nanjo's corpse. Instant death. Everything is locked up perfectly, says Maria. Okay. No one could kill Dr. Nanjo inside the guest house again. I don't know what that means. But Dr. Nanjo didn't leave the guest house. I don't know what to do with this. I don't know why George makes this statement, to be honest. I didn't feel like it was... Was it like an extension of the fact that technically the guest house was sealed, so they couldn't have entered to kill him inside the guest house? But that means they only couldn't have entered after they sealed it? But they could have been inside before? Alright. So then, like, this one would also have to just be locked from the inside, otherwise it doesn't work. And then somehow the culprit got, like, was inside and got out? Not after they left, but before? And no one noticed anything? How does that work? Well, yes. I know. Isn't that what we're talking about? That it was locked and it can only be locked from the inside. Kraus and Natsuki are dead, so they're innocent. It's not like they were culprits and then they killed each other or something. Because that doesn't work with the rules of the game. Oh. I don't have another probable conclusion. If there was another person who killed them, right? It can't be them. And they locked the room from the inside. And they couldn't enter or leave through the windows because they had bars. The only way is that they were still somehow in the room and they got out when the others came to check. Somehow. Without being noticed, or with the help of someone in the group to not attract attention. But like in all of the text that's provided there, I don't glean anything else that could give me a piece of information, so I don't know.
第一の晩の食堂の密室についてだが、このような推理はどうだろうか。
拝聴しよう。
第一の晩の犠牲者の検視は未だ定かではない。つまりその中の誰かが実は犯人で、他の5人を殺した後に死んだふりをして 内側から食堂を施錠したのだ。
確かにそれならマスターキーを使わずに密室を生み出せるな。とすると一つ疑問が出てくる。
疑問とは何か？
覚えてるか？第2の番のやり取りの時、ベルンカステルに赤き真実でこう宣言された。第1の番の犯人は確実に6人を殺している。
そういえばそうであったな。
この赤き真実がある以上、やはり食堂の6人は死んでいたってことになる。なら外部の人間がどうやって食堂に施錠を、マスターキーを使わずに。
なあバトラ、その赤き真実は食堂の6人の死亡を確実なものにしているのではないか？
うん。まあそういうことになるんだろうな。
となれば食堂の6人も白ということで、すでに白と分かっている源氏を除き、新しく5人が白と判明したことになるのではないか？つまり9たす5で14人の無実が証明できたというわけだ。残るは3人。バトラ、ジョージ、マリアの3人の中に犯人がいるに違いないのだ。
ちょっと待ってくれ。どうもそいつは引っかかるんだ。赤き真実で犯人は6人を殺したと宣言はされてる。でもそれを第1の番の時に言われたわけじゃない。
確か第2の番のやり取りの時に言われたのであったな。
もう一度その部分を読み直したい。探してみよう。不自然なタイミングで言われたような、そんな違和感を覚えるんだ。
やるじゃない。
この2人さすがね。勘も実に冴えてるわ。
Well, this wasn't helpful because I already picked up on that, so that's not... One of the red truths may be strange. There all are.
第2の番の密室について考えているのだが、同じ推理しか浮かばぬ。
クラウスおじさんたちを殺した後、内側より施錠して隠れたって推理か。
Yeah, that's typical.
マスターキーが使えぬ以上、施錠は内側より行うほかない。となれば犯人は夏日の部屋のどこかに隠れていたとしか考えられぬ。
そう、そこがおかしいんだ。ト書きにこうある。いつまで経ってもクラウス夫妻だけが戻ってこない。そしてこう続く。一同は全員でクラウスと夏日の部屋に向かい、
Well, everyone who was believed to be alive, but if the culprit was someone who was believed to be dead in the first Twilight, then it works. No?
クラウス夫妻だけが戻ってこないということは、つまりそれ以外の人間は全員客間に戻ってきたということか。
そういうことだ。犯行後密室に閉じこもって隠れていたなら、そいつも戻ってこないことになるはず。なのに犠牲者を除く全員が戻ってきている。
生存者の誰にも犯行は不可能ということになってしまうな。やはりバトラの推理通り、食堂の誰かが生きていて犯行に及んだと考えるべきではないのか。
そういえばその推理を口にしたら、俺は赤き真実を食らったんだ。
My theory was that someone in the dining hall was alive and killed Kraus and Natsuhi. That theory was countered by this red truth. The culprit of the first Twilight has definitely killed 6 people. Yeah, but it wasn't really countered by the way this is phrased.
まあ当然であろうな。クラウス、夏日まで殺しているのだから、6人どころか8人は殺していることになるのだから。
Well, 7. But okay.
なんか引っかかるぞ。クラウス、夏日まで殺しているのだから、犯人は確実に6人。
Okay. Okay. But if they are one of the people who actually wasn't dead on the first Twilight, then it wouldn't be... The way I heard it, with that theory, would be that they definitely killed at least 6 people. So there are upwards of 6 if they also have killed Klaus and Natsuki. So the red truth would work, but it's phrased weirdly. It still doesn't help me because yeah. I already considered it.
やられたぜ。犯人が確実に6人を殺したの。意味が分かった。
Or maybe I'm completely wrong and Battler's gonna explain it to me. Please do.
意味が分かったとはどういうことか説明せよ。
第一の番の犯人は確実に6人を殺している。もしこいつを第一の番の時点で言われていたなら、俺は素直に受け取っていたかもしれない。しかし、第2の番の時点で言われたことを加味すると、別の意味も見えてくる。
まさか、第2の番の殺人までを含めて、確実に6人を殺しているという。
そういうことだ。やはり、食堂の6人の中に犯人が混じって、死んだふりをしていたんだ。そしてそいつは食堂を抜け出し、夏日おばさんの部屋で2人を殺して、内側から施錠して室内に隠れたんだ。
The culprit could only have killed 5 people at the most in the dining hall. However, if we add on the victims on the second Twilight, they would definitely have killed at least 6 times.
なるほど。それで辻褄を合うぞ。第1の番も第2の番も、どちらの密室もマスターキーなしで構築できる。
と思ったところで、おかしなことも思い出しちまったぜ。夏日おばさんの部屋はすぐに封印しちまったんだったな。
そういえばそうだったな。ベルンカステル教に赤き真実で、一同は体質と同時に部屋を封印した。その体質に犯人は加われないと言われている。
さらにこうも言った。全ての封印は決して破られることはないともな。
つまり再び密室に閉じ込められたということなのか。
今の推理で確かに第1の番と第2の番は説明できる。しかしその犯人は夏日おばさんの部屋に閉じ込められ、二度と出られなくなっちまうんだ。
それでは第4の番以降の事件を起こせなくなってしまうではないか。
So there would be another person and they would stop there. Okay, I guess.
良い推理だと思ったのだが、やはり違うのか。
この推理で間違っていないはずなんだが、もうひとひねり。
What's tweaking? With what? God damn it. What do you want from me? Right. I didn't think about the culprit just being like, okay, I'm just gonna stay here and be locked forever. I guess I wouldn't want to be locked and trapped somewhere forever, so I didn't think of that. But yeah, okay, that can work. They're forever trapped in there, and then someone else is the culprit for the rest. How does that work, though? Fuck. How would that work, though? The question now is who killed Nanjo? Well, okay. Let me double check here, because Jessica makes this statement. So, Maria Butler and George Nissan and I all couldn't have killed Dr. Nanjo, right? So there was someone else who did that. And all four cousins and Dr. Nanjo couldn't have killed Goda and Kumasawa-san. So even further than that, there has to be another person who did that. Then there wasn't one sole survivor of the first Twilight. There were two. And then there were 4 people murdered in the first Twilight. Then by one of them. Then that was the one person who hid in Krause and Natsuhi's room, killed them. 4 + 2 is 6, so they have definitely killed 6 people. They're trapped in there forever, and then there's a second person who's outside and committing the other murders. I don't know what that means in regards with Maria. Why would that have something to do with Maria? Wait. I'll understand. Okay. Do you think it's fine? Yeah, okay, forever, because Bancho used it earlier. I was just quoting him. Yes, I understand that, but why does that have to have an effect on Maria? Because George could have misdiagnosed his own parents and then Eva and Hideyoshi did the rest. So what does that have to do with Maria necessarily? You know, I'm just giving a random example. I guess I would have to think about them a bit more in depth. Anyway, is this something that we can do until next time? Because the time is kind of late. I don't know. My brain has been rinsed dry of every possible juice. Another hint? Okay. I see what you mean. Another hint then.
いや、いいんだ。犯人が閉じ込められても。犯人がもう一人いればいい。
複数犯人説。やはりそう来るしかないな。それならば犯人の片方が閉じ込められても続く殺人を継続できる。
考えてみりゃ、そもそも俺たちの推理に共犯は必須だったんだ。第1の番の6人のうち白が確定している源氏さんを除く5人、エヴァおばさん、秀吉おじさん、クソ親父、桐江さん、そしてローザおばさん。この5人は全員それぞれ白が確定しない人物によって検出されている。その検視者が共犯でない限り死んだふりなんかできないんだ。
確かに犯人でない者は犯人に協力しないことになっているからな。
犯人は殺人以前にも嘘をつくことができる。つまりこういうことだ。
第1の番の殺人を行った犯人は第2の番までを実行し、夏日の部屋に閉じ込められる。
そして その犯人の検視を偽ったもう一人の犯人が第4の番以降の殺人を引き継ぐんだ。
なるほど、それならば筋が通るぞ。そしてそれは誰だというのか。
残念ながら現時点では誰が犯人でもあり得る。しかし単独犯はありえないと断言できる。そして閉じ込められたのは食堂犠牲者5人の誰か。そして殺人を引き継いだのはその5人を検視した人間ということになる。
Oh my god. I don't know why these sentences seem so convoluted to me sometimes. The person who continued with the crimes was one of those who inspected the 5 suspicious corpses on the first Twilight. Okay.
Shokudouの5人を検視した人間との。それはつまり
バトラー、ジョージ、マリア。この3人の誰かが確実に以後の殺人を引き継いでいる。
よし、その3人に注目して以後の事件を追ってみようではないか。
My head. Okay, let me see. So... For Shannon's murder, we only know about George not being the culprit. For Goda and Kumasawa, we know that none of the cousins nor Nanjo could have killed them. And for Nanjo's death as well, the cousins are confirmed not to be involved. So then we have Shannon's death. We don't know. But were they locked inside before? I forget the order of the events. God damn it! But I can have a look. And I guess for Jessica's death as well, is there a confirmation that we can trust? Not really, right? Because Jessica was the person we trusted, but of course when she's dead, she can't say anything about her own death. So those would be 2 question marks, I assume. And so the murders that couldn't have been carried out by the cousins were carried out by the second person who could have been left alive from the first Twilight, I guess. Could the cousins kill Jessica? Let me have another look. Let me look at a little bit at Kanon and Shannon again. Nobody has an alibi for this. Except then George. Right? So George couldn't have killed Shannon. George couldn't have killed Shannon, not Goda and Kumasawa, and not Nanjo. Okay. And then some Master Key stuff. Okay. And then for Jessica... There's no way she could live through this? Battler says that they were all together. But we don't know if we can trust Battler. Maria says that all 3 of them couldn't have killed Jessica, but we don't know if we can trust Maria. George only says that Maria couldn't kill anyone. Then Maria again says that George couldn't kill an adult. Ah! Oh, right. Yes, you're right. I did mention that, didn't I? Again, see, because it's not extracted separately, I lose that. There's just so much going on. Right, right. This was the 8th look, Twilight, the crime scene was outside. However, the 3 who chased after Jessica have alibis. Okay. So the narration does establish. You're right. You're right. I did read that. I did make note of that. But that was like, I don't know, an hour and a half ago. I forgot. George Butler and Maria couldn't have killed Jessica. Right. Right. So George couldn't have killed Jessica. He couldn't have killed Nanjo. He couldn't have killed Kumasawa and Goda. And he is also free of Shannon's murder. That means there is no one left that he could have killed, so we could take him out as a potential suspect? Does that mean that he's confirmed as being not a suspect for any of these? Right, it makes more sense. I mean, I was already thinking of that. That it makes more sense that it is. If there are 2 people who are left alive from the first Twilight, plus their kid who was an accomplice and then also a culprit later on, it would make more sense for it to be a couple and a kid also than a single mother and a kid. But anyway, if the reasoning we're following right now is that George is innocent, then Eva and Hideyoshi are also innocent and they're dead. What does that mean? What does that leave us? What does he say that would be so useful? He says Maria-chan couldn't kill anyone. Then it's Battler and his folks. Then, yeah, I guess. Yeah. That's all I have so far. Let's see, because there are more hints, right? Let's see what they say.
続く事件は第4の番だ。
Mm-hmm.
殺されたのはシャノンちゃん。全員にアリバイがないが、一人だけ例外がいる。
ジョージであるな。白が確定しているジェシカが紫発言にて、ジョージにはシャノン殺しは不可能であると断言している。
I just want to see their interactions. It's
と
fine.
なれば、殺したのはバトラかマリアのどちらかということか。
そう思いたいところだが、早計だ。バトラとマリア、そしてジョージ以外の人物にだってアリバイはない。俺は単独犯説を否定したが、犯人が2人であることを断言したつもりもない。現時点ではそれを断言するにはまだ早すぎるからな。
なるほどな。第1の番と第2の番の犯人と、その死んだふりを虚偽の検視で助けたもう一人の犯人と、さらにそれとは無関係の犯人が存在する可能性があるというわけか。なるほど。これは盲点であった。
Especially when they're getting along and collaborating on something instead of being at odds and wanting to murder each other.
シャノンちゃんの事件はジョージの兄貴ただ一人の例外を除いて誰にでも犯行可能だ。 そしてその事実だけをもってジョージの兄貴がシロであることを証明するわけでもない。
密室殺人ではないから気楽だなどと思っていたが、むしろおかしな条件がない分、犯人の絞り込みに使える情報もないというわけであるな。
ここからは事件のペースが速い。これだけに固執せず、次の第5の番の事件も見てみようぜ。
Okay.
第5、第6の番であるが、厄介であるぞ。信頼できるジェシカの紫発言がこう言っている。いとこ4人と南條には郷田と熊沢は殺せない。
いとこ4人と南條先生、これはつまりこの時点での生存者全員を指す。普通に考えたら不可能犯罪だ。
しかしそこでチェス盤をひっくり返すわけであるな。
ああ。ってことはあるシンプルな答えが現れる。いとこ4人と南條先生以外の何者かが犯人だってことをこの事件は証明しているってわけだ。
生存者以外は全員が死亡していることになっている。にもかかわらず生存者には犯行不能ということは、
死んだふりをした犯人が 100% 存在することの証明ってわけだ。
そして死んだふりをした犯人の存在は犯人が複数であることも 100% 証明する。検視を偽り嘘をつくこともまた犯人にしかできないからな。
この一見完全な不可能犯罪に見える第5第6の番はただそれだけで雄弁にこれだけのことを語っちまうわけだ。
不可能犯罪は相手を屈服させる力も持つが、逆に一気に推理を切り込まれる危険性も持つ諸刃の刃よ。
Anyone could have it would have killed Shannon. What do you mean by Baron? Why?
昔のそなたならきっと屈服していただろうに、本当にたくましくなったものよ。
お前にはだいぶ鍛えられたからな。
Trained. Yeah, that's the statement of the century. The pair grinned at each other. They had been to the brink of death and back in their many intellectual games before now. Yeah, you can say that again. They wouldn't be discouraged by a riddle like this.
さらに続けて第7、第8の番の事件も見てみよう。もうかなり確信に踏み込んでるはずだ。
そうだな。気を引き締めていこう。
Okay.
第7の番も状況は全く同じだ。信頼できるジェシカの紫発言がいとこ4人、すなわち生存者の誰にも殺せないと断言している。
しかし少しわからぬのだ。第1の番、第2の番の犯人は第1の番の犠牲者5人の中の誰かだ。そやつは夏日の部屋に閉じ込められたが、検視を偽ったそやつの子供もまた犯人であることが分かっている。
Oh, man. And Bancho, Jesus Christ. What is that statement still from Maria? I'm still so deeply disturbed by it. I can't imagine.
しかし犯人である可能性のある子供はバトラ、ジョージ、マリアの3人のみだ。
そうだな。その3人は第5、第6、第7の3つの事件において殺人不能であると断言されている。
つまりこれはさらにもう一人犯人がいることを指し示すのではないか。
面白い。しかも妥当な推理だな。
Oh, Moth-chan. Ay, ay, ay. It's not even part of the solution, it's just a cool George.
そして、
oh,
その3人目の犯人もまた死んだふりをした何者かってことになるな。これはひょっとすると犯人が4人5人ということもあり得るかもしれねえぜ。
それはどうだかわからぬが、とにかくいずれにせよ犯人が2人だけでは郷田、熊沢、南條を殺すことはできぬのだ。それだけは間違いない。
こりゃややこしいことになってきたぜ。3人組が犯人なのか、それとも2人組と単独犯なのか。ああ、いやいや、3人以上犯人がいる可能性だって否定しちゃいけねえな。
17人の登場人物のうち白は9人、残る8人のうちバトラ、ジョージ、マリアの3人は生存しているから除く。白が確定せず死んだことになっているのはエヴァ、秀吉、ルドルフ、キリエ、ローザ、すべて第一の番の犠牲者だ。
この食堂の犠牲者5人の中の何人が死んだふりをしていたかって問題なわけか。いよいよだな。面白くなってきたぜ。
Okay. It's nice though that the hints are so granular. There were some moments where I made multiple steps that are basically broken down in different hints at once, and I like that that's kind of guiding you, that you're not really left completely destroyed and clueless.
最後の第8の番についても
In the end, I had you guys as my hints more than this. But I think it's nice that it's taking so much care in it. So I like that part. I like the way it was, I guess, thought out. I assume that all of the mysteries in the novel are thought out in the same manner. And I guess this is like an exercise on how you should think about them. And you're getting a helping hand at the very end of it all, which is very, very cool. And again, I appreciate the effort and the genius that it takes to envision all of these possibilities and thread together this kind of puzzle around it. But this is something that is very hard for me to contend with. In general, right? It has nothing to do with this particular puzzle or just with Umineko as a whole. I'm just not a good fit for these things. Like it's like you're trying to take the lid of a square pot and put it on a round pot. It doesn't work. It wasn't meant to be for that. It is what it is. I am what I am. I'm really sorry. All I have for this stream is our apologies, because I don't think this was a very great time for anyone. I appreciate your presence and your kindness and your guidance, because the fact that you still pulled through with me speaks volumes. So yeah, thank you very much. But I don't know about the statement of liking it at the end of the day. I have appreciation for it. It was an interesting mental exercise. I'm glad we got it done, so I don't have to think about it more until next time. But I just, like I said, the whole premise of it strips the characters down to like these just like sketches of themselves. Like I feel like they're like lacking in their hearts and souls, so that part is not really that fun for me. But that's just for me. No, thank you, Machan, you're very sweet. You're sweeter than I deserve you to be. And yet you are, so I think. Right.
状況は全く変わらないな。
うん。トガキにて、ジョージ、バトラ、マリアには、ジェシカは殺せないと断言されている。ジェシカは生存者の3人には殺せないのだ。
ここの紫発言は、結構ヒントになりそうなことをいろいろと喋ってるんだよな。
ジョージとマリアの紫発言が興味深いな。信頼できるなら強力な手がかりになりそうなのだが。
ジョージの兄貴が白ならマリアには誰も殺せないって紫発言が有効になってマリアの白も確定できる。
See what I mean? You are all so sweet.
同様にマリアが白ならジョージに大人は殺せないが有効になって結果的にジョージの兄貴の白も確定できる。
ではあるがどちらも白であると確定できぬ。
ジョージの兄貴とマリアは互いに相手が先に白であることを証明できれば自分も白になるという、まるで鶏と卵のようなジレンマに
Is it
陥ってる。
Didn't I get to this quite fast? Or was I wrong? Oh, Bancho. Oh, guys. Oh, you're so sweet. I'm so humbled by your words. You're so kind.
ヒントになりそうでならない。なんとももどかしい話だ。
その2人の潔白は容易には証明できないだろう。
Really? Did I just like jump to conclusions there?
それにもはや容疑者は少数に絞り込まれている。ここからはもしも誰々が犯人だったならと個別に検証していくしかないだろうな。
Oh, I like that one, Mus-chan.
そうだな。いよいよ最後の詰めに入ってきたようだぜ。
I guess again they took it very, very slow to give you even more chances
い
to
よいよ
figure
推
it
理
out.
も
I
大
see.
詰めって感じ。
Yeah, they're going tiny, really
まな
tiny.
板の上のなんとやらの真
I feel like a plucked fish. What the hell? Oh, okay. Please tell me this is the last one.
まずマリアが犯人ならローザを死んだふりにできる。
Yeah, here's where we
ローザ
are.
には第1、第2の番の殺人が実行可能。
There's still a lot? Okay. Could we leave it for next time then? Because it's late. I'm fine, but you've been sticking by my side for this long. I'm sure you have stuff to do or like sleep to get to.
そして夏日おばさんの部屋に閉じ
Finish
込
the
められ
hints? Okay.
マリアが第4の番以降の殺人を引き継ぐことになる。
And we accuse people next time? Is that what you're saying?
マリアにはゲストハウスでの全ての殺人が不可能だ。よってマリアはシャノンを殺すのが精一杯ということになるな。
となるとゲストハウスでの殺人のために3人目の犯人が必要になる。
Yep.
3人目はエヴァ、秀吉、ルドルフ、キリエの中の誰かということになるな。そしてそれはさらに4人目の犯人を必要としてしまうぞ。
そうだな。エヴァおばさんたち4人の誰かが死んだふりをするためには、つまりマリアが犯人である時点で犯人は4人にまで膨れ上がるわけだ。
4人が犯人であるためには4人全員がそれぞれ
The definition of culprit is a murderer.
だとするとだ、ちょいとおかしくなってくるんだよな。
犯人4人の内訳は大人2人 子供2人となる。大人1人は第1、第2の番の殺人を担当。もう1人の大人はゲストハウスの殺人を担当する。そう、ここで矛盾が生じるのだ。
犯人は殺人者であるという定義。これはすなわち犯人は絶対に。
実は子供の犯人は殺人可能な相手がほとんど存在しないのだ。第1、第2の番は子供には犯行不能、そしてゲストハウス以降も犯行不能。唯一可能なのはシャノン殺しの第4の番だけ。
子供の犯人はシャノン1人しか殺せない。つまり2人目の子供の犯人は誰も殺せないから犯人にはなれないんだ。
Interesting, I didn't think of it that way, but okay, yeah.
子供の犯人は2人以上存在できないってことになる。
マリアが犯人である時点でローザ以外にもう1人大人だが、その検視を偽れるもう1人の子供の犯人は存在できないのだ。つまりマリアが犯人であることはありえない。
Ah. Tiny, tiny, tiny steps.
次に常時犯人説を検証してみよう。子供の犯人は1人しか存在できない。よってジョージの兄貴が犯人である時点でエヴァおば、
大人2人に子供1人で犯人は3人組？なるほど。それならこれまでの全ての事件に説明がつけられそうね。
Yeah, it seems to be.
ところがどっこい。実はこれもありえねえんだ。
Because George couldn't have killed Shannon.
ジョージが犯人であることは明白に否定されている。
そうなのよね。子供に殺人可能なのは第4の番のシャノンのみ。
シャノン殺しについては信頼できる紫発言でジョージには殺せないとすでに。
そういうことだ。シャノンちゃんの殺しについてのみ持つたった一つのアリバイ。
No, no, no. I can just hit the hint and then make a save, I think. Yes. I can make a save inside the hint. And then next time we just like kind of speed through it and then go back to the accusing screen, whatever is indicating the culprits thing. That's how we made the save last time. We were in the first Twilight at the first line. We reloaded the first Twilight and that's how I was able to make a save, yeah. Yeah, it's okay. We can like reload the last hint and save there.
それがジョージの兄貴に全ての事件において潔白であることを証明しているんだ。
つまりジョージは白ということだ。となればジョージの紫発言は全て信頼できるものになるということだな。
If you took Maria out and you took George out, then there's only one option left. Does it even matter to check the purple statements at this point? I guess you could do that. Again, super tiny steps, baby steps.
ジョージが白であることが確定すると
Sabotage.
自動的にマリアも白ということになる。
ああ、ジョージの兄貴の紫発言。マリアには誰も殺せないが有効になるからな。誰も殺せない以上犯人にはなれない。よってマリアの白も確定する。
ジョージとマリアが白である事実、自動的にその親の検視も間違いないことを示す。
そういうことだ。検視は誰も謝らない。そして犯人でない人間は嘘をつけない。よって2人が検視した大人の死亡は確定し、彼らもまた白となる。
もうほとんど絞り込まれたな。答えはもはや明白ではないか。
Oh my god, really? Really subatomic steps. Oh god.
まず犯人は複数犯である。これは確定している。単独犯では不可能な事件なんだ。
まず大人の犯人が一人第一の番を実行し、犠牲者のふりをしてやり過ごした。
マスターキーを持つ使用人全員が白であることが確定しているため、犯人に食堂の扉を外から施錠する方法は存在しない。
Oh wow, so now we're going through the whole thing.
よって施錠者は室内にいると断言できるからだ。
そして死んだふりをするためには検視を偽ってくれるもう一人の犯人が必要に。
源氏さんが白である以上、残る5人の大人の検視者は各々の子供、つまり犯人の子供が2人目の犯人となる。
そして子供の犯人はゲストハウス以降の事件を実行できない。しかし大人の犯人は夏日の部屋に閉じ込められている。そのため2人目の大人の犯人が必要になる。
大人2人、子供1人。
I'm still not anymore.
これが犯人グループの構成ってわけだ。
I think it's awesome that there was so much care and patience with these. No.
もはや言うには及ぶまい。
Because it really reaches down into the depths of it and adapts to the level of anyone who might be reading it and who might be confused by all of this, or maybe who hasn't had the patience to go through it all but would like to understand the reasoning. So they get however much they need. I think that's cool.
犯人グループの子供の犯人が誰かはすでに明白である。
だな。子供は、
Yep.
たった一人の例外を除いて全員。
そしてその子供の犯人がごまかせる検視は自分の担当した親2人だけ。つまり犯人グループは大人2人、子供1人で
家族で殺人か。仲のいいことだぜ。
犯人は誰と誰と誰か。これ以上もったいぶることもあるまい。
Okay. So that was it. That has to be the last one. No? There is one more! Crossland and Kumasawa, yes, the happy family. Oh my god.
やれやれ、ふざけた答えだぜ。子供の犯人が俺だとはな。
One more!
わらわのゲームでもバトラ犯人説は最も多かった推理の一つではないか。
らしいな。たく、世の中俺を疑う推理が多すぎるぜ。
バトラが犯人ならば自動的に大人の犯人も確定する。もはや何も悩むことなどない。
I almost feel myself like I'm watching Dora the Adventurer and soon Battle and Battle look right at me and ask who the culprits are.
これでわらわたちの勝ちであるな。
And stare awkwardly to give you the space to answer.
もうこれ以上の議論もヒントも必要ないな。
It's okay, Bancho.
回答といこう。
これは勝負ありかしら。
見事だな。やっぱりこの程度のミステリーじゃこの二人には通用しなかったわね。
Okay, now that's it. It has to be it, please. Yes, the child culprit is Battler. Okay, we load this again just so I can make a save.
やれやれ。
And we pick it up from here next time, okay? Oh my god. It's over. We're free. We're free. It's done. They re-explain it all after accusing? Okay, definitely we can do that next time. Oh god. I hope there is a deeper point with this. even as I was stressing myself out over it today, I was like, why is this even a thing? Does the author just want to guide us through how he envisioned that his puzzles would be solved? Or is there like a deeper meaning behind figuring out the particular culprit in this game? Yare. Yeah. I hope there's a nice point to it as well. That was a nice 3-hour stream. Yeah. Coming back with a bang. Oh god. It wouldn't have been 3 hours if I wasn't the way I am, so thank you for sticking out until the very end. It's very different from how to work out the actual story. Alright. It's just for fun. Okay. I hope you had fun. I hope at least my struggle and misery was entertaining, because otherwise I don't know what else I offered you to stream. I feel bad. Yeah. Burnt cooked. She did. I mean, okay, I'm not saying that you should use this as a template for how to solve or try to reprimand around the mysteries of the novel, because they are constructed in a different way, and a lot of things are oversimplified here. But it did seem to me that it was like an encouragement kind of exercise, that you can do this kind of thing. Okay, I'm glad I entertained you, Bunjo. Cookedness. Is next time Thursday? Yes, next time is Thursday. And the next time after that could be Saturday if we are interested in some Honkai. Otherwise, I will still be playing it. Because I need to catch up with the story sooner or later. So the question is, do you want to play it with me or do I do it alone? Oh, it's okay, Bunch. It happens. Life is life and it's more important than this, so no worries about it. The VOD will be there. And we will feel you here with us in spirit, I know. It's alright. I have no idea what's gonna happen though, so if it's an important moment that you would have wanted to be here for, I'm sorry. And just because we already streamed at the reduced schedule before my short vacation, I want to go to back to the regular one. It's postponed just for me. Are you serious? Or I can tell just by reading text. No, okay. Honkai instead of Umineko. Every moment of Umineko is this moment for Bancho. I don't know how that would work though, because the schedule for Honkai is so different that we usually do it on Saturdays. If you do want to change the schedule up, just let me know your suggestions, okay? We can talk about it in Discord. Right now it's kind of late and I'm tired. So let's revisit this if this is a serious desire. I could accommodate it. I just would want us all to be on the same page. Yeah. So I could do even tomorrow if that is a better fit and we all want to accommodate Bancho. But let's talk about it in Discord for now. Let's leave. Thank you so much for putting up with all of this, all 3 hours and almost 10 minutes of this. I appreciate you all for that. It speaks volumes, and all I feel is like I'm humbled by your presence and your support and your sweetness and kindness and generosity. So yeah, thank you again. It's good to be back. I'm glad to have spent this time with you, even though I was struggling. No, we would never ignore you, Bancho. We would want to accommodate you. I don't know what happens next stream. So if there is really something nice that you would want to be present for, I would be all up for it. And I'm serious. I'm not a very jokey person, unfortunately. So I mean it. So yeah, let's talk about it. For now, good night. Take care. Thanks once again. And see you next time, which we will establish when that will be. Tomorrow, Thursday. Let's see. I'll never joke again. Please do. Your jokes make me laugh. And I enjoy them. So yeah. Alright. For now, night night. Take care. Thank you again.